Why does good posture matter so much for riders? Well, basically, good posture is the foundation of good riding position. And good posture and alignment will help you to stay in balance when you're on the horse. When you're in good posture and alignment and good balance, it will help you to communicate with your horse clearly. It also reduces strain and fatigue to your body. So good posture, correct breathing patterns, and correct function of your core muscles. So those muscles that help you to maintain your position when you're on the horse, to stay in balance and support your body. All of those things go together and work together. So in this video, we're going to break down what good posture and alignment actually means. We're going to talk about some common postural problems, especially riders have when they're riding. We're going to talk about why we actually develop some bad postural habits and what you can do to improve your posture, both on the horse and off the horse. I'm going to give you 2 simple exercises you can do every day, for example, before you ride, to help improve your posture. By the way, I have created a little riding position foundations checklist. So there I have put just some things you can check when you're on the horse to improve your riding position. You can download it from the link in the description box. Well, if you think about those children's building blocks and you want to make a tower of those blocks, the tower is going to stay in balance if all of those blocks are aligned on top of one another. So if one block is not aligned, it's not going to be a stable structure. And that's the same with our body. So we want all of our body parts on top of one another and in middle position. So let's start with pelvis. We want the pelvis in the neutral position. So our pelvis is not tipped forward like this. So now my back is arching and it's not tipped back like this. So it's in the middle. Also, we have a rib cage on top of our pelvis. So you can think you have your ribs over your hips. And then you also have your head aligned with the rest of your body. So your head is not in front of your body like this. That your center of gravity is over your feet. And that's actually exactly the same in our riding position. I will show you that a little bit later. So now let's say that my pelvis is tipped forward and then maybe also that my head is forward. So now my building blocks are not aligned and they're not in neutral position. And that can really put some strain on my joints. And it can also create a lot of excessive tension. You also want to have your chest open and shoulders down and relaxed. It doesn't necessarily help to just think about shoulders back. This can actually also cause a lot of excessive tension that we really don't want. So let's talk about some common postural problems related to rider position. So a very common one is that the rider is arching the lower back, and so the pelvis tips forward like this. Another common one is that the rider is rounding the lower back and goes into this kind of chair seat where also the leg swings forward. Then what's very common is this kind of slouched over posture where also the rider's shoulders round like this, and often also the elbows start sticking out. And then another common one is the forward head postures, so that the head is not aligned with the rest of the body, but often the rider looks down and then the head tips forward like this. And that can actually put a lot of strain on your neck. So what you want to look for when you're on the horse is, of course, that line from your ear to your shoulder to your hip and to your heel. And so that you have your center of gravity over your feet. And also you want all of your body parts in neutral. So they're not twisted, they're not tilted, and they're on top of one another. So a very useful image I use all the time is to think, what if the horse suddenly would disappear from under you? Would you land on your feet in balance, or would you land on your bum, or would you land on your face? That really helps to rebalance the rider. So why do we actually develop those bad postural habits? Well, what you do in your day-to-day life really can make or break your posture. So really think about how you sit, how you stand, how you use your body when you're working, and even how you sleep, because all of those things really affect our position. So let's say you maybe ride 1 hour a week or 1 hour every day. So that 1 hour you should be in that perfect position and perfect posture. But then all the rest of the day you're like this or like this or like however. Well, then how on earth are you going to maintain that good riding position on the horse? Also, if your postural muscles are weak or not functioning properly, that also makes it a lot more difficult for you to maintain that good posture. And also mobility. So good mobility helps you to maintain good posture. If you have restrictions, if you have stiffness, then that can lead to compensations and also bad postural patterns. Well, of course, good posture doesn't mean that you should be just in this one rigid, good position. It's just a baseline and it should be relaxed. So it shouldn't create more stiffness and more tension. It really should feel easy. And we really cannot put everybody in the same box. So my good posture might look different than your good posture. Another thing to think about is that you want to have the front of your body and then the back of your body balanced. So let's say that I'm in this position. So now the front of my body is very long and this gets short and compressed. So now my front and my back are more balanced. So that's another thing you can really look for. So how to improve your posture? So first thing really is start paying attention to how you use your body in your day-to-day life. So how you sit, how you stand, so you're not always standing like this or sitting like this. So start paying attention and then changing those patterns slowly. Also, it really helps if you strengthen those postural muscles. So especially your core muscles, the muscles around your hips and pelvis, and the muscles that support your shoulders. And also work on your mobility. On my other channel, I have a full posture workout that really targets those things. So I will link it in the description box as well. So go and check it out. It's a full follow along workout. And now I'm going to show you 2 very quick exercises you can do anywhere, every day. For example, before you ride, to open up your upper body and then also activate your core muscles. So you'll need a wall, and then you're going to lean with your back against the wall and your heels a little bit away from the wall. And now you should have the upper part of your bum, the area between your shoulder blades and the back of your head touching the wall. So even this is a fantastic exercise to improve your alignment and to really actually find your alignment and improve your posture. If you can't get the back of your head against the wall, just have it a little bit away where it's comfortable. So don't do this where actually your neck is going to get shorter, but really think about stretching your neck tall, and then have the back of your head against the wall. So this would be our neutral position. You're going to have this little arch in your lower back, but you don't want it exaggerated like this. And this first exercise will help to engage and strengthen your core muscles, especially those lower abdominal muscles. This is going to be extremely helpful, especially if you tend to go into this anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, so let's start from neutral position. And from here, as you exhale, gently engage your core muscles. Think about drawing your belly gently in and up. It's very gentle. After that, you're going to tilt your pelvis back, so your lower back is going to come in contact with the wall. And now you're just going to hold it there. So here you really need to activate those abdominal muscles. And then you're going to breathe. So focus on breathing. You can have your hands just at your sides. And make sure that you're not tensing your gluteal muscles, so you can actually feel that they are as relaxed as possible. Keep breathing, hold that posture. So you can hold it for 10 seconds and then relax. You can move around a little bit and then you can do it 2 more times. And now we're going to add another exercise that's really going to help open up our chest. So this is going to be helpful, especially if you tend to go into this hunched over position. So first we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to engage our abdominal muscles and bring our lower back to the floor, to the wall. And then we're going to lift our arms up overhead, keeping our back against the walls. So you need to keep that engagement in your abdominal muscles. Keep breathing, and then you're just going to draw your elbows down and try to keep your arms in contact with the wall. But if you have some restrictions in your shoulder mobility and if you cannot reach the wall, then just have your arms as close to the wall as possible. Okay. So now we're going to draw our elbows down, and as you draw your elbows down, also think about gently drawing your shoulder blades down. So we're going to also activate those muscles in our upper back that really help to support our shoulder. And also, of course, when we're riding, they're going to help to support your hand position. So draw your elbows down, activate those muscles in your upper back, and then reach back up. And you can do this from 5 to 10 times while you're breathing. And keep that engagement in your core muscles. And make sure that your shoulders are not going up, but try to keep your shoulders down. Good. And then in between, you can have a little break. So just shake and move around a little bit. And then you can do it 2 more times. Consistency is the key. So you need to do this consistently for long enough to really get results. So 1 time is just not going to be enough. So I really hope this video was helpful for you. Go check out that posture workout from my other channel. Remember to download my riding position foundations checklist. If you have any questions, any comments, just drop them down below. I love to read your comments. But for now, this is it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!